Most people think speed is just about muscle, or maybe adrenaline, but what if I told you? It's about legacy, instinct, even emotion. You're about to meet the 5 fastest dog breeds in the world, but this isn't just a list. Oh no, this is a masterclass in purpose-driven performance. Because while the average person is busy chasing motivation, these breeds move with something far deeper. You've been told to hustle harder, grind non-stop, push through the pain. Sound familiar? But here's a hard truth. Speed without clarity is self-sabotage in disguise. These dogs, they don't run blindly. They run because they know. They were born for it. And every step they take teaches us something we're too distracted to notice. When you align instinct with intention, you don't just move fast, you move right. In this video, you're going to meet elite canine athletes. The Greyhound, 72 km/h, the Saluki, 68 km/h, the Whippet, 56 km/h, the Border Collie, 50 km/h, and the Vizsla, 48 km/h. But don't expect a boring countdown. Each one carries a lesson, a mindset, a strategy. And if you're paying attention, you'll walk away with more than trivia. You'll walk away with a blueprint. So buckle up, because once this starts, there's no slowing down. Greyhound, 72 km/h. Picture this, a creature so fast, so fluid, that it makes the wind look like it's standing still. That's the Greyhound, 72 km/h. We're not talking about just a dog, we're talking about a living metaphor for precision, grace, and silent power. The Greyhound, 72 km/h, isn't barking for attention. It doesn't need to. Its velocity speaks louder than any sound. Watching one sprint is like watching a whisper of motion. Here 1 second, gone the next. It's not chaos. It's control. And that's something most people never learn. You see, the Greyhound, 72 km/h, teaches us something crucial: speed without waste. It doesn't sprint aimlessly. It calculates. It waits. And when the moment comes, boom, gone. How many of us are burning through our days, rushing into things, chasing everything and catching nothing? The Greyhound, 72 km/h, says, wait, focus, then strike. And that's a strategy we could all learn from. In business, in relationships, in self-growth, don't move just to move. Move because you know where you're going. You don't have to chase 10 things at once. You just have to be fast enough to catch one, and then another, and then another. Let me give you something practical. Apply the Greyhound, 72 km/h mindset to your daily routine. Choose one task that moves the needle, just one, and go after it like your life depends on it. No distractions, no side missions, just one sprint at a time. That's how champions are built. Want proof? Look at elite athletes, top entrepreneurs, world-class creators. They don't scatter their energy. They conserve it and release it with intention. Just like the Greyhound, 72 km/h. And here's something even deeper. Did you know that outside the track, this canine rocket is incredibly calm? Lazy even. A couch potato in disguise. Why? Because the Greyhound, 72 km/h, understands balance. Sprint hard, rest harder. That's how you last. It's not about always being on. It's about knowing when to turn it on and when to completely unplug. That's not weakness. That's wisdom. That's how you win long term. So yeah, admire the speed, but respect the strategy. The Greyhound, 72 km/h, isn't just a master of motion, it's a master of timing. But don't think the story ends here, because right behind this elegant beast, drifting through the desert sands like a ghost, comes another legend, older and just as fierce. Saluki, 68 km/h. Now, if the Greyhound, 72 km/h, is a modern-day sprinter, the Saluki, 68 km/h, is an ancient shadow running across history. Graceful doesn't even begin to describe it. This is a breed that ran alongside pharaohs, hunted with kings, and chased prey across blistering deserts centuries before GPS, Wi-Fi, or even shoes. The Saluki, 68 km/h, is speed-wrapped in elegance, the quiet kind that doesn't need to prove anything. It just is. You look at this dog, and it's like time slows down. right before it disappears in a blur. There's something almost spiritual about its movement. It doesn't force speed, it becomes it. The real lesson from the Saluki, 68 km/h legacy, longevity, mastery over time. While the Greyhound, 72 km/h teaches you how to explode when it matters, the Saluki, 68 km/h reminds you that endurance and elegance make you unforgettable. This breed didn't survive thousands of years because it was just fast. It survived because it adapted, conserved, and moved with purpose. Think of your own journey. Are you building speed that lasts? Or are you sprinting with no stamina? In business, in learning, in life, don't just go fast. Go deep. Go far. That's the Saluki, 68 km/h way. You want an example? Let's say you're building a personal brand or business. The Saluki, 68 km/h strategy would look like this. You don't post every hour trying to go viral. Instead, you study your audience, craft meaningful content, and show up consistently, calmly, confidently. Like the Saluki, you're not reacting, you're guiding. You build loyalty. You build rhythm. That's how you become a name people remember, not just a trend they forget. And here's something fun to think about. The Saluki, 68 km/h is so light on its feet, it's like watching silk dance in the wind. You might think that kind of energy would come with anxiety, but no. This breed is known for its calm, almost meditative presence. The lesson? You don't have to be loud to be powerful. Sometimes the strongest presence in the room is the one who says the least, but moves with the most intention. Sound familiar? Think of icons like Keanu Reeves or Maya Angelou, people who don't need to shout because their energy speaks for them. So if you're the type who's always moving, always grinding, maybe it's time to learn from the Saluki, 68 km/h. Slow down to speed up. Glide instead of stumble. Be smooth, not just fast. And speaking of smooth, the next dog on our list is small, sleek, and shockingly quick. Let's talk about a breed that might not look like much, until it blazes past everything in sight. Whippet, 56 km/h. Don't blink, seriously, because if you do, the Whippet, 56 km/h is gone, vanished, like a magician slipping behind the curtain. Small but mighty, this dog is the living proof that power doesn't always come in a large package. At first glance, the Whippet, 56 km/h might seem fragile, almost delicate, like it belongs on a velvet pillow, not on a racetrack. But then it moves, and everything changes. Boom. Acceleration like a race car, precision like a surgeon's hand. An attitude? Oh, it's got plenty. The Whippet, 56 km/h doesn't waste time proving anything, it just performs. Now here's what's magical. The Whippet, 56 km/h thrives in bursts. It's not made to run all day, but when the moment arrives, when that opportunity pops up, it goes all in, full force, no hesitation. And that's something people today really need to hear. You don't have to be on 24/7. You just need to know when to fire. That's how entrepreneurs launch billion-dollar products from garages. That's how artists create generational impact with one body of work. That's how you win with timing, not just hustle. The Whippet, 56 km/h is the master of knowing exactly when to move. Want a real-life application? Let's talk productivity. The Whippet, 56 km/h style is ideal for time blocking. You carve out 90 minutes of pure, focused action. No distractions, no scroll holes, no side quests. You treat those 90 minutes like a sprint, all out. Then you rest. That rhythm is scientifically proven to increase output without burning out. You're not just doing more, you're doing better, smarter. Like a Whippet, 56 km/h, slicing through the noise. And here's the fun twist. When it's not flying down a field, the Whippet, 56 km/h, is a total cuddlebug. Calm, loving, affectionate. That's a reminder that intensity doesn't have to erase tenderness. You can be a beast in your goals and still gentle in your soul. You can crush deadlines and still hold space for people. The Whippet 56 km/h embodies that balance, fire and softness, drive and heart. And if more leaders, creators, and visionaries understood that, the world would be a whole lot healthier and a lot more human. So if you're waiting for the perfect moment to move, maybe it's time to channel that Whippet 56 km/h energy. Don't overthink it. Don't stall. When it's go time, go. Because just around the corner, there's a breed that blends focus with something even more powerful: intelligence. Border Collie, 50 km/h. If raw speed were a skill, the Border Collie, 50 km/h would be impressive. But when speed is combined with strategy, focus, and a nearly psychic sense of timing, that's when legends are made. And that's exactly what the Border Collie, 50 km/h is, a living legend. This isn't just one of the fastest dogs in the world. It's the Einstein of the canine kingdom. Imagine a creature that can run at 50 km/h, pivot on a dime, anticipate your next move before you do, and still have the energy to herd a dozen sheep like it's playing chess. The Border Collie, 50 km/h, doesn't just move fast, it thinks fast, and that, my friend, is a whole new level of power. Here's the kicker. Most people go through life trying to outrun their problems, but the Border Collie, 50 km/h, doesn't run blindly. It reads the field. It adapts. It makes decisions in real time. That's not instinct. That's refined awareness. It's the difference between hustle and mastery, between movement and meaning. You don't need to be everywhere. You need to be where it counts. That's what the Border Collie, 50 km/h, teaches us. Focus is speed's secret weapon. Let's make this real. Think about the way you manage your time. Are you just filling your calendar, or are you being strategic? The Border Collie, 50 km/h, would never run without a mission. So why should you? Instead of multitasking your way into burnout, try single-tasking with intention. One objective, one outcome. Laser focus. Whether you're writing a sales page, prepping for a client pitch, or planning content, lock in. Give it the intensity of a Border Collie, 50 km/h, stalking its mark. Eyes locked, energy sharp, zero fluff. But don't confuse intensity with stress. That's another lesson from this breed. The Border Collie, 50 km/h, is happiest when it's working. It thrives on challenge. It doesn't see pressure as a threat. It sees it as a game. That mindset is gold. How many of us treat challenges like walls instead of puzzles? The Border Collie, 50 km/h, flips the script. It says, let's play. And when you approach your goals with that same spirit, fierce, focused, and playful, suddenly the impossible starts to look manageable, even fun. So yes, the Border Collie, 50 km/h, is fast, but more than that, it's smart speed, precision speed, purpose speed. And just when you think we've reached the limit of what speed can mean, there's one more name on this list: lean, loyal, and built like a machine. Let me introduce you to a dog that turns running into poetry. Vizsla, 48 km/h. Now let me tell you about a dog that doesn't just run, it flows. The Vizsla, 48 km/h, is not your typical sprinter. It doesn't crash through space like a bullet. It dances through it with muscle, instinct, and a kind of elegance you don't expect from something so relentlessly driven. At 48 km/h, the Vizsla, 48 km/h, is still one of the fastest dogs alive. But what sets it apart is how it marries raw physical ability with emotional intelligence. Yes, emotional intelligence. This breed isn't just running for the thrill, it's running for you. Loyal to the core, it doesn't need a leash to follow. It needs connection. And that's where the deeper lesson lies. You see, the Vizsla, 48 km/h, doesn't just move with speed, it moves with heart. It reminds us that performance means nothing if it's disconnected from meaning. What's the point of being fast if you're not aligned with your mission? What's the point of progress if you're not in tune with your people? The Vizsla, 48 km/h, is a high performer, yes, but also a deep feeler. It teaches us that true greatness isn't just about how far you go, it's about who you bring with you and how you show up while getting there. Want to turn that into action? Try this. Check in with your why. Before chasing the next goal, take a breath and ask yourself what's really fueling your drive. Are you pushing from fear or pulling from vision? The Vizsla, 48 km/h, doesn't chase for validation. It runs because it was born to move, to bond, to belong. You should do the same. Whether you're building a brand, writing a book, launching a product, align your ambition with purpose. The results will not only be faster, they'll be richer. And don't underestimate the physical side. The Vizsla 48 km/h is lean, efficient, and strong. But it doesn't get that way by accident. It's a result of consistent movement, fresh air, real play. Are you taking care of your body like that? Or are you grinding it into the ground? Sometimes a long run, a walk in the woods, or even an unplugged weekend is the smartest business decision you can make. Movement and stillness, the Vizsla 48 km/h balances both like a natural-born yogi. So yes, the Vizsla 48 km/h runs. But it also feels, it connects, it leads with loyalty. And maybe, just maybe, that's the edge we're all missing. Because in a world obsessed with metrics and momentum, the real winners are the ones who never lose touch with meaning. Now the question is, what are you going to do with this? You've just seen how the Greyhound, 72 km/h Saluki, 68 km/h Whippet, 56 km/h Border Collie, 50 km/h, and Vizsla, 48 km/h, each carry more than just speed, they carry wisdom. So, are you still running in circles? Or are you ready to move with purpose, strategy, and clarity? Because here's the truth. Speed without self-awareness is just burnout in disguise. But when you learn from nature's fastest, you realize it's not about moving faster. It's about moving smarter. So what kind of runner are you becoming in your own life? Focused like a Border Collie, precise like a Greyhound, loyal like a Vizsla? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I want to know which dog you resonated with the most, and why. Let's turn this into a real conversation. And hey, if this made you think, inspired you, or gave you a new way to see yourself or your goals, don't just scroll away. Subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, and join this pack of people who are done running aimlessly. Here, we run with meaning. Let's keep going. See you in the next one.